Welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of Be Agile Scrum. And today's training is awesome training, wonderful training, and very exciting training because today we will be covering amazing question asked by Wilson before we could start, and then we will be getting into in the domain knowledge, means what all the domains exist and few couple of hit domains we will be covering them as well. So with this note, I hope everyone is ready. Are we? Yes? Can you unmute and
Yes,
shout it?
Yes,
yes,
Yeah,
yes, we
thank
are
you
ready.
so much.
yes, Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm loving this excitement. And with this note, let me share my screen quickly in front of you. And you know what? We all have been here with only one core common intent. And that is what? That is to get placed.
Get
Yes?
like
Yeah. Thank you so much. So this is a goal. This is an objective on this long journey. It is quite, easy and quite normal to get lost the track when we are not every single day connecting the dots. Okay. And then what happens? To protect such dots and some deviation, we have something amazing which we agree to abide by, and that protects us to remain focused. And that's the reason we identify 6 steps of code of honor, which is the value protecting system, the goal protecting system. And these 6 code of honors, the very number one is it states show up live. Show up live, what does it mean? Even though you can have privilege to watch the recording, it is always great to show up on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed. Why? Because this is a Be Agile Scrum track, and Agile Scrum being the foundation and ground of today's IT world and IT projects world, where we develop various software and application following this methodology. We celebrate various ceremonies, okay, in Be Scrum Agile Scrum world. And when I'm talking about ceremonies, it involves various meetings, and those meetings have a very great word and terminology which we call as time boxed. And this time box actually means you need to remain highly committed, you remain too punctual, and you need to be on time. Otherwise, the purpose of being time box is completely dissolved. And that's the reason we practice it in the training, and training itself becomes the project for you. And when you practice it, when you show it up, this becomes very easy once you get placed. And why we are practicing with this? Because it is said with one universal law, how you do anything is how you do everything. That has been said by one of my mentor that I love to reiterate over here in every single class. That's for you. And then comes second one says that when you are starting your training with the instructor led free training, that is the very first pillar of this guru schools. So this states that you just don't need to be a student, you need to become a full stack student. What does it mean? Full stack student is the one who also do all the assignments by themselves, do self research, not just in the batch or in the training. He learns and go back and forgets, but he also does self research by extracting and by utilizing some extra time, and then repeat whatever you have learned. Okay. And that makes you the full stack student. And then you take the responsibility, while because you are following this all, you tend to see the success, and it is quite easy to take the responsibility of success. But when it comes of not getting the results, there you need to ask certain question. Okay. And when you ask certain question, it means that time you are taking the responsibility of failure, because some results which are expected are not coming. You need to ask, are we following what we supposed to. And that is called as taking responsibility of failure. When you take the responsibility of failure, you simply correct them back towards the success, and this failure becomes the trail to the success. And that's the reason this is the third code of honor. And the fourth one, to do these all, you require very strong learning mindset, focused learning mindset. And to remain consistent in that, you have to have positive mindset. And when you follow that, you are able to do so, then gradually you will find that, challenges you are taking as a new learning, and thereby you drop your complaining mind, and you go towards complaint free mindset. And the more you learn, the more insight you would develop. Then you would find, now instead of complaining, you are developing a gratitude mindset. So this mindset is just like a value bomb for you, that carries all the way till you get placed. And the fifth one becomes these to do these all, you need to improve your receptivity. So to improve your receptivity, you must start your day in 2x mode by listening to 30 days of assignment which has been given by one audio track which has been shared with all of you who asked me. And in case you have not been following this 30 days of assignment, I would highly recommend that, because I myself do that and my other students does that. Other students also continue to do that, I would say. And then it comes that listen to it in 2x mode, and you would find that while doing other activity, you will find that your days are going really, really achieving every single day. And when it comes to then learning, so I always recommend, whenever it comes to learning any kind of things in the world, you must follow golden quadrant of learning. And golden quadrant of learning starts with declaration, with the anchor, and then getting into the deep learning, and then draw whatever you have learned in next 24 hours, and then show up with a summary that yes, you have understood. And that is a return confirmation to us that you are really able to digest this. And because you have understood, are we ready for the declaration with anchor, because we are getting into deep learning. So are we all ready, man? Everyone is there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what we are going to do is anchor. Anchor is nothing but it's a kind of a self hi-fi and self clap. It is also called as a NLP trigger. And then repeat along with me what you see on the screen selected. So at the count of three, clap, 1, 2, 3, and clap, and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I am a quick
I'm a quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others
others
can learn
can
and
learn and
master,
master,
I too can do that.
I too can do
too
that.
can do that.
Once again, please do one anchor, 1, 2, 3, and clap, because I am an awesome learner.
Because I
Because
am an
I'm
awesome
an
learner,
awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be
today's
Today's
learning is
learning
going
is
to be
going to be
super duper awesome to me, super duper easy to me.
super duper awesome to me, super duper easy to me.
Exactly, it is going to be because you just now said so, and what you say that becomes so easy. And while you are doing this all, the very last but not least, once you get placed, remember to be a giver, because giver makes your learning horizon expanded. And why it happens? Because it also keeps your ego away, and this giver mindset also makes you spiritually grounded to receive more. The more you receive, you are ready to give, because you are learning there. And that's your SQ, that's your spiritual quotient continues to evolve. And I would highly recommend, once you get placed, and in case you are even earning today, if you can do so, that is really, really beneficial on this path of earning by learning. You have to have the intent of charity. Define any charity, any area, any cause where you can give back to the society by giving away your 5% of earning or 10% of earning at least. I do, my students do as well. So if you think you can do that, why you need to do that? Because when you give, you grow, but you receive, then only you survive. And I'm 100% sure everyone is here to grow and thrive, not to just survive. So, and this, while you would be doing this, remember to appreciate what you are doing. and even what others are doing for you, and even something does not happen to you, remember every single scene is preparing for you towards a new next scene. That's what I have learned from one of another mentor. And if you could follow that, remember, while you are appreciating these all, what you appreciate appreciates you back. But remember, doing charity, just don't do it for the sake of growing, because what you gives comes back and let you grow, but also to inspire others around you. So on this note, let me get back towards today's learning. And before we get into today's learning, I have a wonderful question to answer, but I know that apart from me, anyone else can answer this question as well. And that's the reason I would like to throw this question on the floor and let me see who can answer that. So someone was asking, in fact, Bilson asked me before the session started, that how BA and Agile Scrums are connected. So who can answer this? Anyone has idea that how to answer and what is the
Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, sure. So question is that how BA Agile and Scrum are connected together. What is
I can
the
answer.
connection between? Yes, Athar, please go ahead.
BA Agile and Scrum is connected because Scrum Master, as a career, if you look at it in one way, the progression towards the next career move to upskill and move up is product owner. And to become a product owner, you need to know a little bit about BA, which is how to write user stories, how to do elicitation requirement from the clients or the customers that we are dealing with, because the product owner owns the product. So we should know all that. And when we learn BA, this is what we learn: how to write user stories, how to create different documents, like what we are right now currently working on BRD. Even though it's not product owner's job, but he or she will be doing some documents for sure. And the more we know, the better it is, because also nowadays a lot of companies, the organizations that are hiring Scrum Masters, they are using Scrum Master for dual role. And it also gives us a job insurance in a way, if you look at it, because we are cross-functional just like the rest of the team.
Exactly. So does it make some sense to you, Wilson, what Athar added?
Yes,
or do you want me to elaborate a little bit? Yeah. Okay. All
yeah,
right.
a little bit we will be.
Okay. So anyone else who wants to add something, or otherwise even I can continue. But I would love to hear from you guys.
Okay, so I think you asked what is the connection between the Agile and the Scrum, right?
Now, how is BA is connected to Agile and Scrum? That's the question. Why BA has to learn Agile Scrum, and why Agile Scrum training requires to learn about business analysis? That's the simple question.
I think because all this job is teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on how we, as a team, we have different skills, as we said, cross-functional and all this. And the Agile, promote interaction, individual, and all this stuff. And this is very important to achieve the goal.
Mm-hmm. That's good perspective and good answer as well. Yeah, who else would love to add? Arjuna, do you want to add?
I think if you look at it, today's market, Scrum Master or business analyst or product owner, they are it's an environment that everybody.
Did we lose the voice?
Yeah, Shakil, we can't hear you.
Okay, I think we lost Shakil's voice. So I would invite anyone else who can quickly add something.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, Tilo, please go ahead. Yeah.
So when we go for a sprint meeting or sprint review meeting and all, and when we have a meeting, maybe Scrum Master will be in the meeting with the product owner and BA. So when they speak about the BRDs and the stuff the BA does, we should have a knowledge of what they're talking about. And also when it's needed, we should be ready to do the BA's work as well. So it's somewhat it is connected. So we don't have to expertise in that one, but we should have the knowledge of BA and Scrum Agile as well.
That's wonderful. We don't have to be expert into that, but we should have the knowledge. Very great underlining statement. So yeah, who else? Who else would love to add? Anyone? Archana, Hemal, Shakil, Amity.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like
Shakil.
we discussed in previous sessions that it's not the requirement for the Scrum Master to be do a BA job, but since you want to have a job security in today's market, you got to learn these things. So that's what one of the important thing. BA, Scrum Master, and they all are work hand to hand too.
That's a brilliant. Exactly. That's another great answer. So anyone else would like to add something? Hemal, Archana, or someone? Amity. All right, so let me add because I'm not getting any answer, or if you are trying to speak up, a voice is not coming up. So I would like to, add one answer over here. And this is a very live example, and it's going to be useful for all of you. So the training was going on, and the third student to whom we placed, okay, she was picked up to get placed as a scrum master, okay, to one of the company through Guru Schools. However, her entire job was listed in the job responsibility of scrum master. One they found her fit, they got into the discussion, and they said that this responsibility will not be limited. And eventually what they found, asking that because you have BA background as well, and right now we don't just start with the scrum master, is it okay if you can take the responsibility of scrum master for business analyst, and then from 2 weeks onwards, next 2 weeks, we will continue to have your role as designed, as designated as a scrum master. And she agreed for this because she had business analyst knowledge. And in fact, next week they published a new job description that you should have the knowledge of BA as well as scrum master as well, because they are looking for someone who are smart enough scrum master. If necessary and time permits, they can play a role of BA as well. And this is how in the market, gradually what we found, that these kind of job description started coming up. She was happy enough to serve in that way, and in the long run she learned a lot. However, today she is still playing the role of BA, and whenever the project demands, for a week or two, she does not really appear. She goes on a short term project for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, and she comes back and she plays the role of BA. That's number one. That's how you should be prepared, that so that you can say yes to these jobs, which demands these kinds of responsibility. Second, once you are getting placed into IT, it is always good idea that you should have functional knowledge, end-to-end knowledge, okay. So product owner and project manager tomorrow, if he knows what developer do, he can ask the question, okay. If he has idea what QA does, he can ask them a question. If he has idea what business analyst does, he can ask them question as well. Likewise, comes to business analyst, if they have idea what project manager does, what product owner does, what scrum master does, he can simply say yes and no. He knows his responsibilities and limitation to that, and when to say and when yes, and when to say no, and what to say yes and what to say no. He is quite aware, because any scrum master, for them it is easy to sometime accept the role of product owner or product manager, because these are leadership role, okay. And even business analysts, they are easily able to cater this leadership role, because business analyst is also a leadership role. So this is how these roles are complementing each other. And when in any organization, end-to-end workflow, it helps you to play from any end and protect from any end when it comes to project delivery. So that's how. And another part which I keep on telling, that business analysis is the pillar and Agile Scrum is the foundation, because Agile is the Scrum is the methodology on which the softwares and products are developing, projects are developing, IT software projects are developing. But business analysis, when you know and become somewhat subject matter expert in that area, you can deliver it more effectively and more efficiently. That's the reason business analysis and Scrum, understanding Scrum and Agile is connected to each other. Is it somewhat clear to you, Wilson? Did we answer you together very well?
Yes, yes, very
Okay.
well.
Okay. Thank you so
Mhm.
much. And
Thank you.
I would love you to, clap for all of the answer what others answered for you. Thank you so much. It was phenomenal answer hearing from all of you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. So I would like to ask Amity, could you please quickly introduce that did you join recently, or who are you?
I joined on Sunday and I did introduce myself on Sunday, but
Okay.
yeah,
So you joined with the same name, Amity?
yes, the same name, yes.
All right. And what about you, Hemal?
It's me, Sheetal. It's my husband' laptop, so it's his name
Oh,
over
okay.
there.
Okay. So I'll let you rename that. In fact, let me do this renaming part myself, and you think that you need to rename correctly, you can go ahead and you yourself rename your correctly. I have just now renamed to Ansar.
Yeah,
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
it's
This was
right.
really great question, and I think it was useful for all of us. So on this note, because last time we discussed about various documentation, we also discussed about one very important thing, and that is known as BRD, and you have taken the assignments on that, and it requires somewhat of self research, self study, and teamwork, and taking the leadership. And you need to remember there are some rules and responsibility values which you need to follow as a Scrum group or Scrum team. So you need to remember that, and then continue to follow the same ground, and take this as a project, and then further deliver that. While you will be doing continue to do so, from test cases, I'm going to further move towards some domain knowledge. So are we all ready to understand this domain, what all crucial domains are today in projects, or in
Yep.
IT world? So yeah,
Yes.
all the domains are crucial, but we have taken a few important domain knowledge. So to name a few, one, we will be looking at healthcare. Second, we will be looking at payment clearance, and then third, we will be looking at insurance. Okay, so feel free to have to take lots of notes, because this is what is going to help you in a longer run. Okay, so when it comes to healthcare, what do you understand by healthcare? Any idea? Healthcare, what do you, the moment you listen to these words, healthcare, what does it come in your mind, guys?
Uh,
Health
Hospital.
insurance.
Yeah, what?
Hospital.
Hospital,
I think
Hospital,
health insurance.
insurance,
Yeah.
health and insurance. Yeah, what else?
Medicine.
Medicine. Mhm.
Medicine. Okay, what else?
Full medical
hospital,
system.
Treatments,
Medicare,
employee, medical,
Prescription.
medical employee.
Medicaid and Medicare.
Medicare, medication. Okay,
Pharmaceutical,
Prescription.
this prescription. Yeah,
pharm
wonderful.
pharmaceutical.
Uh,
Schedule.
Yeah,
Doctor.
pharmaceutical. Yes, yes.
Pharmaceutical casualty. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. All the answers are brilliant answer. Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for all of you for amazing answer? Yeah. You know what? In health industry, the moment you hear about the health industry, it has to happen that you will tend to visualize these all things, and these all things can be catered under one thing. These can be catered under one thing apart from insurance, that is health products or medical products. Do you agree with this when it comes
Yes.
to? Yeah. But when it comes to prescription or meeting with the doctor and all, so these are some different, different system of health industry. In fact, having appointment and all, it can be generalized, okay? But the moment it comes to medication or, bypass surgery, getting admitted to hospital, so these all bypass surgery and all, forget about, these are the flow, that how the flow will go. Flow is a different part altogether. But the moment we talk about health industry, what happens, IT world, how they look at it. So one becomes the appointment scheduling system. So today there are various softwares, okay, various ready-made softwares which grabs customers data, and they schedule the appointment with the doctor, okay. And this is a very generic and easy to use tools are there, okay, you can find it. But one thing you always need to understand, what is the life cycle. Like just recently we were hit by COVID, okay. And in COVID, you found in market there were many competitors, okay, who were trying to launch their product for COVID, um, COVID doses, okay. There were many some competitors, and they came into the market and they introduced themselves. Their prototyping happened, POC happened, and they continue to grow. And they found that they are growing faster in the market. Initially they were monopoly, okay. And you found that one giant name was continue to grow, but gradually, the competition started happening. And the moment competition started happening, initially government was kind enough, is some country who tried to, minimize the, cost of, COVID doses. And then what happened, today people are even paying for, such doses and injection. But at the next level, you find things are getting matured, and thereby the competition is getting dropped, okay. So how it all started, it started with injection, that's number one. And then people started competing, and then someone was trying to have, instead of injection, can be converted towards, towards oral medication. Then someone can, introduce the pills. And after introducing the pill, someone was saying that just by taking the steam of, these doses, it can, cure COVID. And then this medical industry are continue to work upon, like, inhaling few things, it can cure, COVID. So the companies, the medical companies are working in that direction. So what it is bringing, this is bringing the maturity, as well as, it is making the things substantial, that, there are lesser competition. The moment the COVID injections came into the market, the competition raised. And the when competition raised, and someone means went ahead and introduced, that, in the market, that oral medications are there now, then they started finding for injection, the decline will happen, okay. If at all decline has not happened, but it will continue to happen. So when you will look back in this industry, there is a cycle in the healthcare industry. So initially in the market, any product, be it related to sugar, be it related to sugar or diabetes or arthritis or thyroid, anything else, a new product comes into the market, it gets introduced, and it continues to grow in the market, and thereby the competition rise. And the moment the competition rise, it starts seeing the maturity level, and there is no thereby a further growth. And that time markets start declining them, as a, authority in the market, not as an authority, but monopoly only, because there are many competition now. And formula has been released and formula has been taken up and accommodated by different company, and thereby many such competitions are coming, and market share is getting splitted, and they see that at some point their products are getting declined. And the beauty is that the moment it gets declined, you should have the idea to continue to grow with the launch of newer version of the product and introduce into the market. So this is what exactly happens in the healthcare industry whenever it comes to health product. Okay, and for that we follow these only: introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. Are we clear on this? How this in healthcare sector, how products are following which life cycle they follow? Are we clear on this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. So this is how exactly products evolve. This is how exactly product comes go out of the market, and this is how the health giants are playing today with their own product. And when it comes to healthcare, yes, you were right. We it also comes in our mind about the insurance. Okay, so we will be talking about insurance in some time, very soon. Now, before we talk about insurance, let's understand the payment, because in health sector you also do a payment clearance. Okay, so either there are various way to address the payment. Okay, sometime insurance company takes care of that. What if insurance company does not take care? In fact, someone asked you for money, that some relatives are there, so god forbid it doesn't happen to anyone. So in case you are in need of some amount and someone is asking you for money, okay, how does it go? So you have asked someone, or someone has asked money, and I wish that you become so much prosperous that you have always giant money to help someone by giving in a easy way. So you are so much fulfilled that it is when it comes to giving, you are a happy giver and cheerful receiver as well. So on this note, when we are talking about giving and receiving, I want you to understand that when it comes to transfer a fund, there are various methods, various ways. Using that, you transfer your money. So when it comes to transferring the money and giving to someone else and into someone else's account, what all the methods do you generally use to transfer a money? Can someone answer me?
Checks, wire
Checks,
transfer,
checks, wire transfer. What else?
Visa.
Bank to account
Visa,
transfer.
Zell,
account
Zell,
transfer, Zelle.
Zelle,
Okay, what else?
PayPal.
Web.
PayPal.
PayPal. Okay, cool. So all the answers are good and all answers are correct. So in short, whatever system you follow, what exactly happens, there is always a giver and there is always a receiver. Do you all agree with that? Yeah?
Yes.
yes,
Yeah. So when there is a giver, when there is a receiver, so it is always two-way transaction. Okay. You will be surprised to know when we do a payment transfer. In fact, few would be already knowing. In reality, there is a no physical cash transfer. Okay. Why? That we are going to look at it. So imagine now, let me follow this picture itself, and then it will be very supporting and easy to explain you. So we are looking at some fund transfer through FedWire. So like in USA, there is always a central banking system, okay, which is known as Federal Reserve System. How many of you heard of it? Have you ever heard of this one, Federal Reserve
Yes.
System? Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
confirming. So what exactly happened? As I said, there are always two parties involved. Say, for example, there is one party who is a giver, and there is another party who is a receiver, and giver's name is A, and receiver's name is B. So, say, for example, customer A has to transfer $1 million to customer B. So, what exactly how the process has to happen? So customer A requests $1 million in its depositor account at bank A to be transferred to customer B's account located at another depository institution. So it means the moment you are the customer A, you must have an account with some bank. Okay. And when you need to transfer some money to customer B is your friend, he must also have an account with some bank. So are we good till here? So it is very easy, quite simple, right? So
Yes.
then next step comes into the picture. So what exactly happened? Customer A requests to his bank to debit some amount and then transfer them to the bank B, which is customer B's account, where the customer B's account is there. So now, the moment this, through some instruments, and when we are talking about instrument, it can be, as someone said, check, it can be, wire transfer, it can be, RTGS, it can be ACH, it can be NACHA. So these are the name of the instrument. Using that, we transfer the fund. So whenever Bank A transfers $1 million for customer A by sending a message over Fedwire. Okay. So what is the term? Fedwire. Okay. You heard it. What did I say?
Fedwire.
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 Exactly. So
Fedwire.
exactly. So Bank A transfer $1 million for customer A by sending a message over Fedwire authorizing the Federal Reserve to electronically debit Bank A's account at the Reserve Bank for $1 million and transfer the $1 million to Bank B's account. Now, when we are talking about Bank A's account and Bank B's account, so what exactly happens? The moment we are talking about authorizing the message, so there are certain messaging, okay, certain messaging code, which we also know as Swift messages in the background. So the moment the instruction goes to the Federal Reserve System, like first customer A instruct to their bank, and these all banks where your accounts are there, they have also their own account into Federal Reserve System. Okay, so it's your account at bank, say for example, Bank of America, and Bank of America will have their account in Federal Reserve System. That is one example. Now, another person is a BTMU account holder. BTMU is a Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi UFA. So what happens? Customer B has the account in BTMU Bank, and BTMU Bank have their account in Federal Reserve System. So the moment the instruction from customer A goes to Bank A, their own bank, the debit from customer A's account happens, and then credit to Bank A's account happens, and now Bank A instruct to Federal Reserve System to debit its account at Federal Reserve System of $1 million and then credit it to Bank B. Okay. And then Bank B will have the credit of $1 million. And the moment this happens, and this is all are happening through Swift messaging. Okay. So Swift messaging is a specific code. Okay. Specific code of the messages, structured messages, like the messages are, messages are transferred electronically to the Federal Reserve System or to all the banking sector. Okay. So at the third step, what exactly happens? Once the payment of $1 million is credited to Bank B's account, the Fedwire fund transfer is completed at Bank B label. And for most fund transfers involving online depository institutions, okay, so as I said that it could be RTGS, ACH, or NACHA. These are the different fund transfer methods. Okay, so when I talk about RTGS, it is called as real time gross settlement. When I talk about ACH, it is called as account, it is called as uh, account clearing. Sorry, I forget it. Okay, it's called as okay. I'll come to it. It's generally account clearance. How
ACH.
yeah, ACH and NACH. So these are the short form of messaging as well as transfer methods like IMP is there, RTG is there, ACH is there, NACH is there. Okay, so these are fund transfer methods, and these all follow messaging system. And for all these swift messages are there at the background, they run, they triggers, and they are received. Okay, so that you need to understand. So account clearance house, sorry, that's the ACH. Okay, and that NACHA is national account clearance house. Okay, uh, and once the payment of $1 million is credited to bank B's account, the Fed wire fund transfer is completed. For most fund transfer involving online depository institution, and the time that elapses between when a fund transfer message is sent and when a payment is received is just a matter of second. So now the bank A has cleared from its end. Now bank B is settling at its end. Okay. And the moment bank B has received the credit, now their next steps come in where bank B has to debit its account and credit back towards the customer B's account. Okay. Which is your friend. And once the Fed wire transaction is completed, bank B makes the designated $1 million payable and available to customer B on the day payment occurs. Now, understand what payment methods you choose, the time elapses happen. Say for example, I am not very much keen and very much I have not worked for a longer period in in USA banking, but yeah, I have worked during 2007 2005 to 2008. Those banking system I know. That time many payment transaction systems were not available, but that time RTGS was there. That time ACH, NACHA were there, but not many new like these like through card system. It was not that much active. It was there, but not in that way. That POS point of swipe
You,
machines were not there.
you can
Okay.
say Zelle system. Zelle wasn't there. So.
Zell was not there. That's true. So, but yeah, to understand these all, you need to understand what exactly in the background works in. So there is some assignment what now I am going to give. So there are various different Swift messages. Now your research work today should involve understanding all the Swift messages. So all Swift messages are useful? No. For payment, there will be different Swift message. Okay. For fund transfer, there is different. So let me tell you quickly few names. Swift 23 is the message code. Swift 15 is a message code. Swift 63 and 36 is a message code. So their responsibility are different. Few Swift messages uh, uh, are required to check the balance. Few Swift messages are required to generate the banking report. Few Swift messages are required to transfer the fund. Are we clear? So now you need to identify how many such Swift code messages are there. Just study them, which code number, which Swift message is meant for that. Once you become the part of it, say for example, you join banking industry. So what exactly happens? You know now the system, how things work. And now I have shared the details about the Swift messages. These Swift messages are rewritten. Okay. These Swift messages are rewritten. Where it can be rewritten? For that, you need to know how they are written, where they are written. They are simply text files. Okay. They are a simply coded text file that can be opened in that can be opened in the Unix format. Okay. So like Windows, command prompt, there is a Unix prompt as well. Have you ever heard of it? Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So nothing to worry. Like you see, Windows is more of the UI. Command prompt, everyone knows that. Command prompt, have you
Yeah.
heard of it? Everyone?
DOS base.
DOS base, that's true. So Wilson, Antisar, and another Archana, everyone, Sheetal. Have you
Yes.
heard of DOS?
Yes.
I
No,
did. In
no,
fact,
no, I
I
Yes,
never
yes,
did
MS
ever.
DOS.
Yes,
MS.
MS-DOS.
Exactly. Yeah, Athar, you were trying to add something.
beginning I learned a little bit of MS DOS too.
Okay, so fine. So like all know, yeah, about the MS DOS. In the similar manner, there is a Unix system as well, and in the banking, Unix is considered most secure platform. Okay, and that's the reason most of the banking industry, they prefer when it comes to Swift messages, rewriting work and all. So they prefer. That user should have the knowledge of Unix. So for that, do they really today need to install Unix system? Not necessary. There are few, third-party tools which gives you the similar kind of, interface to interact with their internal channels. Okay, and that can be done through Telnet. Telnet is the another utility which gives you. It's a utility like how we have inside Windows. You can see we can easily have Zoom or Microsoft PowerPoint or something like that in the similar manner. And PowerPoint allows you to add some presentation in the similar manner. In any system, you can have the Telnet as a platform. I don't know whether I have Telnet or not. Let me check. So quickly, I don't think I have. I don't have that in my system right now. So Telnet gives you opportunity to connect with the
Isn't it kind of like a dial-up, right?
yeah, it's a kind of a not yeah, exactly, it connects to two interfaces together.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a point-to-point connect.
point to point connect, exactly. And like Telnet, I just now said, point to point means it gives you connection to pass some messages from one point to another point. Like I named Telnet, so you need not to know them, but yeah, you can take a note of it, because tomorrow when you are planted or you are getting placed and you have fair idea that on Telnet we can work, or we can work on Putty. Putty is the another tool, another name. Like we have Google Docs and Microsoft Word. Okay. Likewise, Telnet and Putty. Okay. So these are the interfaces which connects to communication channels. Okay. When I talk about communication channels, like customer A talks to bank A and bank B talks to customer B. So they must have some channel in between, right? And even bank A and bank B must have some channel. So what are the platform they can use? Okay, so you can understand Telnet can be one of the platform, or Unix command prompt can be one platform. Using that, they are easily able to, electronically also transfer some of the message, but message has to be, writing system and reading system. They can read those messages even at Unix, and they can execute those messages at Unix. So this is as easy as possible. Okay, but this is how exactly the payment transfer takes place. Is it clear to everyone how payment gets cleared between two banking institution when customer A asks to have some money and customer B tries to receive some money? Yeah, customer A gives money, customer B receives money. Is it clear to you, all of you? Simple
Yes.
system in 4 step how two banks work with each other.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So you have now a few things to explore further, and I have just shared the keywords with all of you. All right.
So question on this one.
Okay, wait a second.
Okay.
Wait a second. Just let me check my audio has some issue. Just give me a second, please, Shakil.
I think your one is fine. My network has an issue today, so.
Yes, that's fine then. Please shoot. Question.
Question is, I know all these application are back-end command prompts we are talking. Is this just for the BA or Scrum Master has to get the knowledge how things work? Because mostly it's a developer or programmer will be working on those issues, right?
Yeah, that's true. But it's good to know, say, for example, why? Because
I mean,
I
if
let
I
me tell you. Why
Oh,
you
so
feel?
go for it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So tomorrow, if I'm expecting you to become a BA, you become a generic BA. Anyone when join in, and after a long gap they join in, they become a generic BA. The moment even our students where they join in with 5 years and 6 years, even though they join in with the 5 years and 6 years, because they have to show up some projects, and they come into the discussion, and the more discussion they have, they continue to develop their knowledge. Even one session becomes as equal to as 1 year of the knowledge they get, and they do their own research, and they continue to thrive. And even guru schools allows them to whatever you have learned, its value is as equal to as 3 years minimum. Okay. So now when they get placed through guru schools, what exactly happens? So what exactly happens? They continue to assist some senior BAs, and the BA's role is to understand the system. Okay. Now the BA has to know in and out of the system how exactly function happens. Are you clear with me, Shakil?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But when it comes to the banking sector, so even in banking, initially will come to know how things work, how things function. But when it comes to validation, whether things are working properly or not, imagine retrospective is about to come. Okay. And in retrospective, what happens? In retrospective, what happens? Retrospective meeting. Who can answer that?
I mean, you discussed your
Ba-
shortcomings. So,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, Shakil, please
no,
go
no.
ahead. I discuss what?
I
Okay,
mean,
Atul.
what went wrong and how you can improve in your retrospective. So,
Okay, but exactly what we do in retrospective, that's a retrospective means I can improve when customer will give feedback, but customer will give feedback upon what? And by the way, who are attending this for first time, and if you are listening retrospective, what is it? Don't worry. We will have after 3 weeks, we will be resuming to Agile Scrum once again. There you will come to know retrospective is a one of a meeting with client. Yeah, Atar, please add.
is it Athar or me?
No, Atar, I was asking now. Atar
Okay.
wanted to say something.
Yes, sir. Athar.
Retrospective basically is a meeting, one of the last meetings of the sprint, where the team gets together and they show what they have accomplished, working
Yeah,
model
yeah,
of the product that they have developed. And
exactly.
then there's also that meeting, they look at what has gone well, what has not gone well, and how to improve on what has not gone well, how to improve on it.
Exactly. And my bad, Shakil and other. I was talking about retrospective, but I was thinking about sprint review meeting. So excuse me for that. Okay. I
No, no
don't
worries.
mean exactly this time. Sprint retrospective meeting, and what you said, Shakil, is right. What Athar said is right. And here, customer does not get involved. So just before retrospective, there is another meeting which we call it as sprint review meeting. Now tell me, in sprint review meeting, what exactly happens?
I can tell you in
Yeah, please, Antasar, go ahead.
yes, in sprint review. So we invite the stakeholders and
Mm-hmm.
the customer, the BO, and the development team, all the Scrum team, and we discuss the increment, what happened, what's done, what's not done, and we gather the feedback
Mm,
about the increment, or about the achievement or the outcome of the sprint.
exactly.
Then we we take a decision to release or the increment. Okay.
Brilliant, brilliant answer. Thank you so much, Antasar, for sharing that. Can we have a round of applause for Antasar, please? Thank you so much. So keep appreciating, guys. What you appreciate appreciates you back. So yeah, and now you would be working in a team. But now, what Antasar has just answered, let me ask this to Amiti. Amiti, did you get what exactly happens in this meeting of sprint review?
To some extent, yes.
To some extent. Okay, so whatever has been developed, Amiti, that has to be showcased to the customer, right? And customer has to approve whether they are delivering me the right thing or not.
Okay.
In this meeting, that's what we discussed. But my dear friend, let me ask you another question. So what if in the sprint review, when stakeholder is there, client is there, and you are demonstrating something, this is how the function works, and you found that exactly it is not the way it has to be. Who is the person who will approve this all functionality, just so that it should not be embarrassment in front of customer?
Scrum Master.
No, product owner.
Product owner.
The PO.
The PO is the one.
Okay. So at high level, everyone is okay to take the credit. But at the ground level, there should be someone. Okay. So who has responsibility to check? Okay.
BA.
That, yes, come again. What did you answer?
BA.
Exactly. It's a BA when it comes to functionality, where it comes to flow, where it comes to a point-to-point connect. It's a BA who will perform that what has been tested right or not. Okay. So there is even QS boss, even developers boss, and not exactly boss, but I'm just telling you to so that you can visualize it well. It's a BA, it's a business analyst who will ensure that there should not be any mishap, or there should not be any breaking point when you are demonstrating any functionality. And that is the reason when things get tested, when things work, as a scrum master, he has to pull everything into done, but it has to undergo the supervision of business analyst. Okay. And he sees whether the connected action item of one functionality, of developing a functionality, testing a functionality, and designing a functionality are closed or not. And the moment these are closed, these all action items comes under one user story. If you all remember that, do you all remember that
Yeah.
user
Yep.
story will be further broken down in the smaller pieces?
Yes. Yes.
So
But
business, yes, Shakil.
but sprint review should happen only when your product is functional and ready to deliver.
Okay, no. So
No.
understand, sprint review as all the functionality you can take that, but do you think that customer should wait for all the functionality to get over? Exactly no, because agile is iterative, agile is continuous and progressive. So that's what customer says, that the moment one functionality is ready or two functionality is ready, you can come back and you can demonstrate. Okay, so these demonstration sessions are also understood as a sprint review meeting. Okay, so
Can
sprint
I?
review, it cannot not necessarily it will happen only once. It can happen multiple times whenever customer is ready. And exactly, it is not a sprint review it would be called, but these demo session will be the part of bigger sprint review session. Yes, Atar, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add to what you're saying, Gaurav. Basically, sprint review also is time box, just like everything else in Scrum, Agile
Exactly.
Scrum. And what happens is sprint review is the last thing before the sprint retrospective.
Exactly.
And this always happens at the very end of the sprint, like the time box. So if the sprint is like time box to 2 weeks, at the very end of the 2 weeks, whatever iterations they have were able to do it, all that uh, product that has been developed, they will do a sprint review for that.
True. So that's okay. But what I mean to say, like a sprint review, like we had said to you, that whenever a product is a 4 weeks long, okay, any product is 4 weeks long, sprint planning may go for 4 hours to 8 hours.
8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, 8 hours.
And the
And
review is
likewise,
4 hours.
2 to 4 hours. So when it is for 4 hours, so what happens? Are you going to demonstrate every single thing to customer in just 4 hours? No, whatever customer has agreed that this is functioning fine, so he is not going to get into the details of it on to point check. Okay, he will see at it that whether it is functioning well when 2-3 functionalities are integrated together or not. Okay, because in one sprint you are not just delivering one smaller chunk of piece. Okay, it is at least 2-3 product backlog item. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Minimum 2 or 3
Yeah.
backlog items. So again, Amity, for your information, what is product backlog item and all that we will be covering in coming days, so you don't have to worry. So now
Yes.
when I'm talking about this, what I was talking about sprint review meeting. So yeah, in sprint review meeting we sit together formally, okay, and the review happen, all the stakeholders are there. But I was just talking what exactly before the sprint review happens. So before sprint review happens, customer knows that things are working fine for them. But even if present in front of customer, to avoid any embarrassment, it's BA's responsibility. He goes to a QA and checks that whatever they have checked and tested are really working well. And when I was asking, I was telling you that every single person, be it developer, be it QA, they have their action item, because one functionality which has been designed and how it will function, these kind of knowledge has been imparted to all the team, all the cross functional and self organizing team. They have their action to complete under one user story, which has been explained, added, and elaborated by whom? By business analyst. Okay, so it's a BA's responsibility to know and understand that every point to point check has happened, and then he can present separately in one of the formal meeting or informal meeting with the customer, to just showcase things are working fine. And when they come into sprint review meeting, what exactly happened, customer does not get into detail as such, but again there is not a limitation that he will not go. So for 4 hours they talk about various functionalities and they confirm that this is working fine. But do you have now clear picture how does it actually happen? When it comes to sprint review, they discuss 2-3 functionality, but before coming to sprint review, it's be a responsibility to confirm that these items have been closed into the project management system or ticket management system. Are we all clear how this works and why BA has to be expert? Now coming back to Shakil's question, now because you have assisted to senior BA, there will be a time in the banking industry, especially you to know that whether this fund transfer is working or not. Say for example, customer want to grab the statement for last 2 months of banking done. So for banking done at the front end, they are working, but at the back end, if tomorrow you are working with the banking industry or banking product industry, which creates the cards, which are tomorrow if you are working with Visa or MasterCard, so you will have to sit in the product based company and you will have to know that what all the swift messages flow in the background and what all the changes you can do inside that. So these level of the granular level, but again, for that, when you are with guru schools, of course, you are not going to work with product-based company. Always, because you are serving, you will be at the service level company only. Okay, in general. But tomorrow, what if you go to product-based company, banking product-based company? These knowledge you should have, and curiosity should remain so that you can go further and learn further. Okay, so and that's the reason even BAs become expert in the insurance industry. Few BAs who are domain expert are known as only for payments, only for cards, only for insurance, like that. Okay, and they also choose to clear various examination related to business analyst expert for payment, business analyst expert or SME for card or you know insurance or health. So is it giving you clear idea the potential growth of any business analyst from none to more?
Yep.
Yeah, so there is always advanced version. What you see is always the starting point, but there is always a potential further. And does it mean that if that is there, then you will not take action? You must take action, because everyone should remain curious, and your generation is following you. If you are curious, you are learning new things, then definitely that is going to add value to you as well as to industry. Okay, so is it okay? Is it easy to digest whatever I shared with you?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
for all of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And in case you are first time listening to this, understanding this, don't worry. There are more classes coming up and we will be getting into that. By the way, there is a good news, and good news I'll be sharing with you at the end when we will be wrapping up today's session. That I was talking about some project management system, ticket management system. I'll be talking about that ticket management system. More details are coming soon when we will be wrapping up today's session. Cool. So far, we have seen healthcare industry, we have seen payment clearance industry. Now, be ready to take a deep dive towards this. What is that? Let it come. What is this? It's a part
Policy
of
life cycle. This
insurance
is
industry.
insurance.
Okay. So, can you read something? What do you see as a big head of this slide?
Policy.
What do you see
Policy
on the
life
slide?
cycle.
Anyone? I can't hear.
It's
This
a
is
process
process
flow diagram of
diagram.
how
Process
Okay,
diagram.
maybe, yeah,
it's a
at audio, my audio was bad, guys, so excuse me. So I think, let me quickly readjust. Now it is back. Now it is back. Okay, so what did you see? Please repeat once again.
Policy life cycle.
Process
Exactly,
diagram.
policy life cycle, and thank you so much for adjusting with my speaker as well. So yes, policy life cycle. So when we talk about insurance, two types of insurance: life and non-life. Okay, life everyone knows, because I'm sure everyone else have in life insurance. So do you all have life insurance with any of the insurance industry? Any kind of
yes.
term insurance or
Yes.
something like that? Yeah,
Yes.
mostly you have. So we will not talk more about it. Let's go towards non-life. Okay, so yeah, in life insurance or in non-life, whatever you find, you will be able to relate with the life insurance. What exactly insurance you have, that you will be able to relate with that. In fact, you will be easily able to relate when I talk about non-life, because I'm sure you all must have some vehicle at your home. Do you
Yes.
all? Do you all have? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And those vehicle also have the insurance? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Okay. And by the way, just give me a second and let me come back while you are pondering upon it. Okay, so I'm back and I hope you can hear me, everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, and how many of you are finding that I'm asking a lot of questions today? Are
It
you
is
finding?
good.
Yeah. No, that's good. But yeah, if it is good, then there is no problem. But in case I'm asking a lot of questions, then there is one more intent behind it. That is to make sure that you are awake and listening to me. And if you are just feeling sleepy, just to uh, keep you awake. That's the reason I'm asking the question. Otherwise, you will just fall asleep. That's the reason. So thank you so much and allowing me to ask you question. Is it okay if I continue to ask questions so that you continue to learn? Yeah, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll keep us awake.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So cool. So policy life cycle is very important. Why did I ask you? Everyone will have the vehicle. Because you will have the vehicle, you will be able to relate with it. So what is exactly happens in the first step? The moment you inquire for a policy, or there is a system which is already there in the place, you even search for a policy or search for any insurance, the system asks basic information from you. And in Asian market, there are various uh, software or system that are there. To name a few, policybazaar.com is one of there in India. I don't know if such kind of things are there available in USA, but
Yes,
this platform is there available.
it is
Akhtar?
available.
Okay.
Yeah, there are different ones here in US.
Okay, all right. So how does it help? So it caters all the insurance industry together, and they ask you at one location your basic information, and they do a quick, check that how old are you, or your product is, or your vehicle is, or your house is. Okay, and what are their location is. Based on these information and how old it is, what they do, they generate a quotation. Okay, and those quotation are not a policy. So at the very first step, what happens, you submit your information, and then quote is generated. What does get generated, what it is called as, everyone?
Quote.
Exactly,
Policy
thank you
code.
so much. Policy code. Thank you so much, Shakil. So yes, it is quotation, policy codes generated. But is it a policy? No, it is not at all. So then what happens? So there are three characters who plays a very crucial role. One is called as a processor who process your data. One is called as um, underwriter. Okay, and another is not always active, but sometime it is called also as producer. Okay, processor, producer, as well as underwriter, but in most of the cases it's mainly processor and underwriter who plays the role. So underwriter gets more responsibility. Okay, more responsibility and authority to approve, to keep whom and not to keep whom. Okay, clear? So what happens, the moment the kind of data you fill in, processor helps to process the system, and processor, generates and, publish a simple quotation. But further, more question are asked by the underwriter, and that happens on any policy information screen, where it gets general information. If you are getting for your vehicle insurance, it asks for who driver, who is the driver, who all drivers are. Does it get changed by situation that someone else's drive, or if you are staying towards some house, is this house is in the industrial area or residential area, is it close to seashore, or is it close to any uh, any water filling point or something like that, so that they continue to check how hazardous or how risky your product is. Product means it could be you when it comes to life insurance, and that's the reason they do keep on checking of the risk analysis. So risk analysis continue to happen when the questions are asked, and the kind of question you put inside, then they come up with the different coverages slot. Okay, and they say we cover this and this. Okay, and based on the questions you answer, there is a rating engine at the background that works, and based on their format and based on their calculation, they gives you a final rate and final premium. It could be annual premium, it could be quarterly premium, and it could be your monthly premium as well. And the moment everything is settled, you have got the clear understanding about your premium. Now this premium remains the pending until unless underwriter or processor talks to you and freezes you are okay with this, and then the answer is always from you, yes, or you accept the condition, terms and condition. Then this quote from active to becomes the issued, sorry, this code from pending it becomes issued, and then it becomes active. In some cases there is one more status which is also called as bound. So you will happen to see any policy, either it is issued, it either it is pending, issued, bound, and active. Clear with the stages? Pending, issued, active, or bound. Okay, clear? I'm going to repeat again. Is quote is either pending, issued, active, or bound. So any whether it is your new policy, it can be either issued or bound, or it is your endorsement. What is endorsement? So any idea what is endorsement? I just now talked about only new policy. How does it get created from new quotation? So any idea about endorsement, guys? You can say no if you don't have.
Addition to the policy.
Addition, yeah, rightly said. Thank you so much, Shakil, for this. Yeah, any addition, any addition, or any changes which comes at any point of time, that is called as endorsement. And um quote quote has come, endorsement also follows the same process. Okay, endorsement also needs to be submitted first, like quote was submitted. Okay, what changes you need, and then this endorsement has to calculate back the premium, and then rating engine will work, and then it will issue. Okay, and whenever issuance happens, remember, every time when you are buying a policy and doing the changes, you have to do the billing of it. So in the system already, when customer information are taken, that time billing information is also taken, your credit card number and all that will be taken care. But ultimately endorsement will also have to go same process. Initially it has to be submitted, then it will be issued, and then it will remain active or bound. Okay, then submit, active, issue, and bound. Again, this will happen with the endorsement the moment you choose that when you are going to bring some changes into endorsement. Then what kind of endorsement you can do? There could be a name change, there could be location change. If you have taken the vehicle and the vehicle insurance has been there, now vehicle is getting transferred to the new location where you are going to stay, right? Do you all agree with me, everyone? Come on,
Yeah.
otherwise I'll have
Yes.
to sit back
Yes.
waiting for your answer.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
mean,
No, yeah.
adding a new driver, so all
Exactly,
these
that's
things.
the another thing. So these all information you keep on to getting updated with the insurance company, and the rate will continue to re-rate itself, rerun, and thereby new premium will in the through billing system will add, subtract, and then comes policy renewal. I'm not taking right now claim. So it's a new quote, then endorsement, then policy renewal. Policy renewal are as equal to as new policy itself. It has to be again, before the renewal happens, renewal intimation has to go. Your policy is due from next month. Have you ever received such kind of message through email or SMS ever?
Yes.
And
Used to,
Yes.
but
yeah,
lately you don't see that much
okay. So maybe
because
you're
that way they can increase the price and you won't even know if you set it on auto pay.
Okay. So yeah, but in general, what happens? This is the policy. This is the standard, and this is the way of work that any insurance sector, they will first intimate you that once your policy is due to renew. Okay, and otherwise they cannot directly go ahead and they can renew it. Okay, in some cases they may, if you have already agreed upon while buying the new first year insurance that okay, you are okay to get it renewed for 3 years, and for 3 years you will not be intimated. But if 3 months gets over, they have certain intimation period. It changes and varies from 15 days or 30 days or 45 days or 60 days or maximum 90 days, not more than that. Okay, so if any policy is due renewal, you can expect its messages or email even before 90 days or 60 days or 45 days or 30 days or 15 days. Okay, depending in system what is set, how many days they have set. Okay, so the renewal intimation is as equal to your quote policy, because they have basic information and they have just confirming In case you see that there are some changes needed, you will inform. Okay, and that renewal, while renewal is happening, the endorsement will also continue to happen, and immediately endorsement will take place that time, and then it will go towards the renewal, and it will follow that more questions you have answered, you have re-agreed upon them, a rating engine work back, and now it also changes depending upon from 2023 you are getting into 2024. It will recalculate and find the variation based on the leap year and all. Are you getting my point, everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 day will increase, right? So these calculation will also happen. And again, renewal remain from submit to active, and active to issued, sorry, from pending or
Active to
submit.
bond.
Yeah, pending to, it will go to issued
Issued.
and active and then bound. Okay, and not always bound is there, but yeah, you should know that bound is also a state. So that happens with policy renewal as well. But there is one more beautiful thing. At any point of time, you can think of canceling a policy, and the canceling will also follow the same thing. Canceling will have the submit, and then pending, and then issue and active and bound. And but when it comes to billing, the refund also happens in that case. Okay, and the moment cancellation happens, remember, if you think that cancellation has happened because of some error, you can choose to reinstate that policy. And the moment you will choose to reinstate that, even your reinstatement will have submit, pending, issue, active, or bound. Is it clear? So what we have covered so far: quotation, new policy; endorsement, renewal, intimation, renewal, as well as cancellation and um, reinstatement. So 5 things we have covered so far. Are we good with this? So
Yes.
to
Yes.
digest at deeper level and getting the master on it, I think the more you will listen to it, you can pick up some terminology and go and research on it and continue to become master at it. Okay. Now comes at any point of time if you feel like having a claim. So for claim in the system, you must submit loss notice. Loss notice means what loss you are experiencing right now, where the loss has happened, what you are estimating that loss could have been worth of, and do there in the system you also add the claimant. Okay, so either during the claiming it, there is an entire claim system altogether works very differently. And whenever you are finding normal general insurance end-to-end flow, not necessarily you will find a claim system as well, because claim sometime in some with insurance company works at very standalone level. Okay, and that's the reason I was taking it at the end. So for claim, it add the claimants, and also there is a billing system involved to it. It also checks whether you have taken claims in the past or not. Okay, what all the coverages it has taken. So based on your past claim, it calculates some NCB. Do you have any idea what is NCB for?
No.
Okay, NCB is called as no claim bonus. Have you heard of this ever?
Yes.
Yes.
That I
Yes.
heard.
So NCB is known as no claim bonus, where you get some discount. So if continuous claims have happened in the past year, in that case, you don't get liable for no claim bonus. Okay. And no claim bonus means new premium when comes in, then you get some discount when you don't have claim. But yes, when you have claim, the NCB means no claim bonus gets impacted. Okay. And thereby the transaction happens. To look at to look at the slide, I have just now stopped the screen share just to see in case anything is missing here or not. So let me reshare the screen so that you will be able to see it, but those letters may not be that much clearer for you. Okay, but it will be clearer for me. So yeah, just I'm sliding little down. Yeah. So this is how it was for the Insurance. Do you have any question when it comes to insurance?
No.
You're good?
Not at this moment.
Yeah. So I think it was enough of information load today. So it is good to go and munch it back. And, I will be really more than happy if you can explain me back what you have learned. And,
So is it
yes, Shakil.
the diagram we see as a policy life cycle?
Yes, exactly. So see
In,
what
in a
happens.
general, in a general, can we say so, a roadmap?
Yeah, roadmap, mind map, however you feel like,
Okay.
So
All right.
what is the idea behind this entire concept summarizing? As I keep on telling, quadrant of learning, and this is a proven system, dear friends. So the moment you anchor and then learn, you learn a lot. And the moment you simply go without because mind gets aware, mind gets clear, okay, what I have to do now, and then you get into the learning, you digest more. And the moment you draw it, no, there are neurodendrite connection inside your brain, continue to develop a network. And the moment you draw, the network of new information get strengthened and stronger. And now once you have done this part, then you present it. Now it gets stronger further, and the chances of remaining it weak goes lesser. Okay, and thereby you find yourself expert on it. Okay, and that's the reason this is the process. Please anchor, then learn, then draw, and then summarize. And summarize in a way even 5 years old can understand. So that's the things. So if you can do that, you are always under surveillance whenever you summarize. Okay, any good person or good recruiter can pick you up for next round of interview if he find you are getting confident. So first, before you become under surveillance, we check whether you are eligible for that label or not. And if you become, then we put you on air on YouTube channel. Like you can go back to past summary where in batch 7, batch 6, batch 8 people have come up and they have published their summary, and we showcase them with in the we club them together and we showcase them to those recruiters, because they have all this connection with Guru Schools and they have eye on you, and they pick you up, provided you also optimize your profile and make it marketable and shareable with them, because they asked to Guru School, I want this student's information, and this student has to be part of every RRP session, that is resume ready resume ready preparation. And once you are there, then you become marketable. This is how the entire flow works, and you are knowing because you are already working on it. All right, any questions so far, everyone?
No, not at
Okay.
this moment.
Okay, so I'm happy that either you have understood everything or you are thinking of, exploring
Trying to
something.
digest.
Yeah, trying to digest. Thank you so much, Athar. Because Athar, I heard last voice from you. Athar, what do you feel like saying for today's session, sir?
Today's session was pretty good. Thank you for giving us, sharing all the knowledge that you have with us. We learned a lot about banking, money transfer, banking transactions, insurance transactions, and life insurance policies, as well as vehicle insurance policies and how the process flow is. So it was pretty interesting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please call out someone's name, Athar, on the screen, you see, please.
How about Wilson?
Wilson, yes, sir. And thanks for your first question. How do you find it now?
Oh, now it's very clear. I can see the flow of both from Scrum to BA or vice versa. And I've actually learned a lot today. And when you say the Scrum, no, the BA is the one who takes the credit when a project after the sprint review.
Mm-hmm.
If yeah, I was like, wow, okay. So the Scrum Master kind of gets overshadowed when it comes to that, when it comes to taking the credit. But as a BA Scrum or somebody who have knowledge on both ways, you can't feel any type of way when somebody else take credit, but you're the one who who managed the project from start to the finish.
Yeah.
And thank you for the transfer of the knowledge from you to the team. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, Wilson. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Shaquille?
Yes, sir. Shakil, yes. And thank you for your engagement. You were continuously engaging and, passing the information, sharing information, asking questions. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I think it was a quite interesting session today, especially talking about the different domains and their functionality and what we have to look into in detail, because most likely we will be working one of these domains. So it's a quite interesting and pretty good domains to look into it. And I think once we get placed, it's going to be very interesting work
Yeah.
if we get those on. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So before Shakil, call out someone's name first.
Archana?
Archana, thank you. Archana, before you share, let me announce something. Okay. So the
Sure.
thing is that what you have to do next when you will show up on Sunday. Okay. Before that, everyone must have, like, you are coming on Sunday. On Saturday, everyone must have an account, a dummy account with Trello. Okay, trello.com, because we are doing a live projects. Okay, live projects where I'll be asking you something, you will be checked on the various items. Okay, as a BA and a scrum master, as a self-organizing team and cross-functional team, on the various parameter, you will be experiencing how do you play on various items when it comes to live project. A few element you will be experiencing there. Okay, so is it
Oh,
clear? On
okay.
Saturday, everyone must have. So
Yeah.
try to do it from Friday itself, because you generally get the access for 7 days free trial. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So can you spell it? How you spell it, Trello?
Okay, it's a trello.com. Just a second. It's trello.com. Let me put it into chat window. Just give me a second, guys. I have just now put it into the chat window.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes. Trello.
Hello, yeah. So yes, trello.com. Did you get it in the chat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So Trello.com, Friday, if you'll create, Saturday, it will be with you. Sunday, we will be doing live practice, and it will remain till you to you for 7 days without any payment. So it will be free trial for you. So cool. That's the information. Yes, Archana, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you so much for today's session, Gaurav sir. It was pretty detailed about, like, we learned all about different industries, and especially the healthcare and the payment clearance. It was like super easy to understand with all the example. So, and I would say, like, I'm little confused with the insurance part. So once I watch the video, probably I'll get used to all the terms and everything. And thank you so much for today's
Yeah.
session.
So if you are confused, I would suggest, Archana, pause it, let it get in sync, and first let it get in and then continue. And then pause
Oh,
and then continue, and then you will find that you are expert in it. Okay, Archana,
okay.
it was simplified so much easily. Yes, call out someone's name on the screen, Archana, you see.
Sheetal.
Sheetal. Yes, Sheetal, what do you feel like saying?
Thank you, Ashna. Thank you, Gaurav. And yes, today's session is quite different from a session what I'm learning from last 2 weeks. It's quite different though, and quite interesting. And I understood how the whole thing works. Like once we go and transfer money, I didn't know how actually it's supposed to work, but now I knew how it works. It's how it goes through, and like as you says, we have to find shift keys, shift messages. So I will work on that. And again,
Yeah.
I'll one more time I revise this session to get more better idea. And thank you again.
Yeah. By the way, thank you so much for sharing, Sheetal. I have just lettered it down in the chats. SWIFT is the keyword you can search for Swift messages. Okay. Yeah. So call out someone's name on the screen, you see.
Amity, please.
Amity. Yes, Amity.
Yeah, thank you,
Second.
Sheetal, and thank you, Gaurav, also. Today's session was really interesting. Even though I'm really new to all the keywords related to Agile, Scrum, and BA, but the industry knowledge was really in depth, and the fact that industry knowledge is so important if we specialize in a particular domain, how it can help us was really more, helpful than just being a general BA. If we specialize in a particular domain, how it will be useful to us. That the fact that you emphasized on that, Gaurav, is really very nice. So yeah, thank you, and I would nominate Thilo.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amity. Yeah, Thilo, please, over to you.
Thank you, Amity. Thank you, Gaurav, for today's class. And today's class is about domain knowledge and their functionalities. And it's a lot to take in, but it's very in depth. And we got many information on each domain. So we will go through the video and
Definitely.
get
And
more.
remember,
Yeah.
this is very easy the moment you will go through again.
Okay. Yeah.
And the moment
Yeah.
you will summarize and, draw, it is super duper
And
easy.
the more we
Yeah.
hear it, the more easier it becomes. So yeah.
Thilo, please call out someone's name on the screen, you think?
I think it's gonna be you, correct?
No.
Enthusar?
Yeah. Antasar. Yes. Ma'am, you there? Antasar, you
Thank
there?
you so much.
Yes. Okay.
It's a great session as usual. Thank you, Goro. Thank you, everybody. It's good information about insurance, banking, and healthcare. So after revision, I think the information will be easy for me. Thank you so much and have a wonderful night.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Please, please, please do follow this, repeat, and draw and summarize will be really helpful for you. And I'll be super excited to interview soon as a mock interview. Once you will get prepared, and you can only be prepared when you think that you are good. Thank you so much, and I wish bye-bye and good night, and show back again on next Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, Gaurav.
Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you. Good night, y'all.